Good afternoon. Coming back in front of the camera after a long time. As I've explained earlier also, that I only come when I have something to share and share through my experience. Because everything that I've done till date is all about my learning and my experience. No cut, copy, paste, no quoting anyone, nothing. This is raw data coming from me, and that too what I have experienced. So I'm back again to share another experience, very different. So we all have cars, assuming that all of us have cars or scooters or bikes or a vehicle. And if we have a vehicle, they need to be maintained. And when we talk of maintenance, we are talking of service and serviceability, right? So I have a Kia Seltos, very, very happy with the car. Brilliant piece of machinery, worth its worth in money and durability, quality. Now, I'm not saying this to promote the car or the company. It's tried and tested by me. And like I said, I'm a bit of a car buff, a vehicle buff, and an aviation buff. So I do my due diligence in terms of figuring it out as to what is it that I want and what is it that the product delivers. And this car delivers. So anyway, it was one of those routine time for me to send it for service. And I called up the service center and I said, I'd like somebody to come and pick up the car. And please ensure that the driver comes at 8:30 a.m. sharp, because I need to go to work. And I'll explain to the driver, let him get the job card and fill in the details. So this was booked for a Saturday. So come Saturday, 8:30 sharp, the man is there. And I was surprised, but he was there. Anyway, I told him, thank you very much for coming. He took photographs of the entire car, which means they have SOPs, standard operating procedures. They took photographs of the entire car and he filled out the form in front of me and he asked me what else do I require in terms of anything in particular. I told him that there had to be my tailgate, a tail light had been damaged by a scooterist in a moronic way that they were driving. So I said, I don't like anything broken on the car, so please change it. And then the routine changing of the filters and the cleaning of the brake pads and the wheel alignment and rotation, etc., etc. So I asked him by what time will I get the car. So he said by 6:30. I said, yes, that's what I expected. And if there's anything in particular, your service manager will call me. Now I remember distinctly that there was a little bag, a little shopping bag, in which I had put biscuits and some old papers, and I also had an old iPhone which was packed up because I wanted to move it out, and that was also there. And I distinctly remember that I didn't take it out from that bag, and the car went off with that bag and the phone, which I realized later. Anyway, I said, it's okay, they will find it, they'll keep it safe, and it'll come back with the car when it comes back. So come evening, the guy calls me saying, sir, the car's done, can you make an online payment? I said, look, I can't make an online payment, you'll have to send me the EDC machine. So he says, sir, the EDC machine, which is the swipe machine, to swipe a card. He says, sir, that may be difficult. I said, boss, I can only pay through that because I can't come across to you. So he says, sir, don't worry, we'll handle it. Sure enough, by 7:30, the driver comes back with the EDC machine, shows me the entire car. Even at that time, I don't check that bag. Okay, that's the beauty of the whole thing. I still don't check the bag. I check the car because my focus was on the car. Next day on Sunday, when I go down to the car to put in the rest of the stuff that I had taken out, I go through the bag and I see that the phone is not there. I said, no, before I start, pointing fingers, let me do my due diligence of checking in the house and wherever else I may put something like this, especially when the car would go for servicing. So I checked everywhere, not once, not twice, but 3 times over. Then I was convinced that yes, it's gone. So I called up this friend of mine, who was one of the senior managers in the showroom. Very fine gentleman, thorough professional. So I told him, I said, look, I need your advice. This is what has happened. What do you suggest? It was a Sunday. I disturbed him and he was kind enough to pick up my phone. Normally people don't. So I said, okay, I leave it to you. I have full faith whatever it may be. I just want to cross check, that's all. So he says, give me some time. Then a couple of hours later, that Sunday, the service manager calls up and says, sir, I got this complaint. I said, no, it's not a complaint. I just want to check whether the phone is with you or it's not with you, because I know it's not with me. So that man said, sir, please give me some time. I'll get back to you. 2 hours later, he calls back and he says, sir, we've recovered the phone. And he described it exactly like what I had said. It's in a pack. It's got a brand new cable in it. So I said, yes, that's the one. He said, sir, can I send it across to you? I'll immediately dispatch the driver. I said, please, whenever convenient, please send it across. Within an hour, the phone was with me. Now, to me, this is service par excellence. I come from a hospitality background. I come from an industry which deals with people, which deals with service, be it healthcare, be it hospitality, be it retail. So I know what it is to deal with people. And you have all sorts of people. You would have experienced it as well. Now here is a brand which lives up to its name, not just in its product, but also in service. And that's what I keep driving at. That the product will be brilliant, but if the service goes south, your product goes with it. Meaning to say, it nosedives. But what makes service so good? Service doesn't happen just like that. It's not AI driven, as people say nowadays. It is people driven. And here was an example of professionalism, dedication, patience, and the willingness to help. To sum it all up, what I would say, they had an attitude to help. Without saying, we don't know, sir, you should have been careful. I've faced many of those. हम क्या कर सकते हैं, as they would say in Hindi, आपने check नहीं किया, we don't take responsibility. I've heard those before. But here, it was so different and it was so pleasant. Not only did the people in the showroom, especially the senior gentlemen, helped out on a Sunday, there was follow-up right through. There was follow-up from the service center, not by just one person, but 2 people. Focused on finding the phone and returning it. And they said, sir, we are very sorry. The man had taken it out. He put it in the locker. He forgot to mention it. I said, it's okay. Thank you for recovering it. And thank you for sending it back. That is most important. My appreciation to all of you for your dedication and most importantly, your honesty. That is what will go far. Ethics, transparency, honesty. So I salute you guys. Fantastic job done. And I told them, I said, this is one of the experiences I have to share on my channel. Because this is the example of customer delight to me. Because everyone's delight version is different. But this was customer delight to me. What do you think? Have you faced something like this before? Where someone has actually gone out of their way and helped you? But the question here is, have you gone out of your way to thank them, to appreciate them? Because that is equally important on our part as customers, as clients. Because that is what encourages them. That is what keeps them going through the turmoil that they go through with other kinds of clients who are absolutely ruthless, rude, and impatient. They need people like us who reassure them that they are doing a good job and not to worry but move forward. What do you think? Have a lovely day.